Yo, what's good, gamers? I hope you're all having a great weekend. So, we've been getting some great communication from BSG lately around their up-and-coming improvements that they want to be implementing during the future patches. Now, they've just dropped their next lineup. It's really good. Now, there's no timelines for these. They didn't put anything in the actual notes itself. However, when they last dropped a message like this, those changes were implemented within the week to a week and a half. So, it should come really quick. Now, to kick it off, we have the improved player grouping system coming into play. So this is going to allow us to add our friends before we actually hit the raid screen. We can team up prior to, we'll be able to get into the lobby, and we stick with each other after the raid. It's going to remove that whole having to invite, wait for your mates. It's going to cut down the pairing and loading times into raid, which is going to be less hassle for us. It's going to be simple and real straightforward. Now, the next note, new version of DLSS. I don't use DLSS, however, a new version is going to be coming out. I did, however, watch an incredible video today from ArtIsWar. Now, Chero and Trade24k have worked with ArtIsWar to create filters for Tarkov, especially for maps that struggle with bad contrast. Interchange labs, every single freaking map, man. This game's got one of the worst contrasting visual problems out of any game, you know, at the moment. So I'm going to link the original video plus his download links in the description below. However, he's released that new monitor filter today. So it sets a high, a low, or a normal contrast filter to your monitor, which improves the visibility on the maps extremely well. So it doesn't actually run through EFT program. It doesn't change any of your game files or anything like that. It loads strictly into the Windows chain and it goes straight to your monitor. It's like NVIDIA control panel. It does the exact same thing. This is going to be a great tool for those who don't want to run post effects and get performance drops that way. So it's purely a monitor filter. It can be turned off like by one switch. It's disable, enable, super simple. You alt tab, you can flick it at any time. However, look, run it at your own risk because it is a third-party software. So whether BSG has any complaints or anything like that later on, this does fix the issue. I've tested it. A lot of high-end streamers are running it right now. It's absolutely broken. Utilize it if you want to run the risk. I don't think there's going to be any risk for it. There's no change to BSG TOS or anything like that. It's literally just changing some settings on your monitor output, and it comes up with really crispy display. So next, we've got some improvements to OCULUS audio, which is greatly needed. Like, the future fix will increase the drop frames and the memory leak of binaural audio, and also improve the sound positioning on all maps for OCULUS. Now that's huge. Like, they did improve it a bit with that last patch that they dropped, but this one, they're doing like major tweaks. Nice Guy did a really good video around OCULUS audio and how it actually works and what they actually need to improve on to fix it all. And that's what they're doing pretty much at the moment, which is really nice. So there's still going to be a lot of work for them to do after they implement this patch. So don't expect it to be perfect off the bat. However, it's going to be really nice to hear once they implement this. Now, invisible players. This is one that everyone's been wanting to see fixed ASAP. I'm sure many of us have been killed by the invis player, or your mates have spawned into raid with you and they've been invis and you can't see them. Like, it's a bit of a game-breaking state at the moment to have that bug in there, because you don't know whether you're running into a fucking juicer or you're running into some Timmy that's just going to PST you to the head. Like, you know, you got no way to tell. I've been a victim of it. It sucks. You lose your kit. There's nothing you can do. Or you're trying to get out of raid with a quest and you just hit the corner and some dude's actually chilling there, he's invis and you can't tell. Like, and sometimes it catches you out when you don't expect it to be there. So they did patch out the previous way of forcing the invisible bug, which was to do with the loading screen. That's completely gone, so that's good. Now, once they fix this, obviously once they fix the invisible player bug, it's going to be completely removed. We'll just have to deal with the fucking cheaters. Now, quest rewards skill calculations. The new system that they implemented scaled with your current skill level. So the lower the skill level, the higher the XP gain. The higher your skill level, the lower the XP gain you'll get. So that's why people's levels were varying depending on your sniper skill level. If you're trying to do, you know, hand in mentor and your mate was getting 1.8 and you're only getting 1.5 points, it scaled on your sniper level. You know, it scales on whatever skill level that you're trying to level up. However, I think people complain too much. They're going to be reverting it back to prior to patch 13, what they ran before. So how it used to be, instead of getting a scaling system, it was literally you just get 1 or 2 points of whatever skill level that you're upgrading on. That quest reward is coming into play. Whenever they actually drop that, I don't know. So if you do have Mentor, Shooter Born in Heaven, Tarkov Shooter 8 or anything like that, and you haven't handed it in, wait for this to drop and then hand it in. You're going to get the actual full point instead of the scaling point system. It's going to be beneficial for you to do that. Otherwise, if you don't care, I've already handed my stuff in, like, it is what it is, you know? You're not going to get reimbursed by it, just play. You'll get it up in normal gameplay anyway. Now, there was a little bit of a bug around the rep calculation for friends if you killed ZRYACHY and his guards. I'm sure most of us didn't even bother to try and farm them because that place just stank of RGB Aladdins. You know, there's no point going to that side of the map unless you're just doing Lightkeeper. So this fix, it will come into play, whether it affected you or not. Probably majority of the play base won't really get to ZRYACHY sort of stuff at this time and point of wipe. Now, a huge fix that will be coming is the Salewa bug fix. Now, this is a funny one. When I first got the bug, I thought it was some hacker on the map that just took away my gun and made me go all wonky and drunk. However, this is when you get stuck with frozen hands after using the Salewa medkit. Now, there was another bug with juice or like any drinkable item as well. If you were searching a crate and you were drinking the juice inside the crate itself, and then your mate closed the crate on you, or he grabbed the juice at the same time you drank it, or stuff like that, sometimes it would bug you out and you won't be able to change to your weapon, you won't be able to do anything like that. Fixes like that to your game mechanics, or whether it's a desync issue, that's going to come into play and be fixed. So we won't have that anymore. Now, for those who are running Lightkeeper, if you have an active transmitter, sometimes you would be actually shot by crossing the bridge by ZRYACHY or his guards. I don't know whether this was because people were partying together with people who didn't have the butt plug. You know, it would make sense if that's the case. However, all possibilities of getting shot when you have an active transmitter on will be gone. You know, so some really great changes coming up ahead. As always, I'm excited to see where the Tarkov landscape is heading through patch 13. I believe it's heading towards its golden years. Like, these last few weeks of playing Tarkov have been in the best state that it's been in the last 2 wipes, easily. Prior to inertia patch and all the rest, back then it was pretty good. Now it's sort of getting towards that state of gameplay again, without having the crack baby lean peeking desync stuff. So everyone, have a great weekend, stay safe. I hope this helped. Enjoy and have some good raids. Peace out.